this was very easy and very fast. Jy doen al hierdie desimale in tema 14 net met jou sakrekenaar, so dit is baie vinnig. All you have to do is division, multiplication, square roots of decimals. Hierdie eerste netjie presies wat dit sê. Even you could have done it without the calculator, because if you divide by 10, the comma will lose one space. So jy kon dit sonder jou sakrekenaar gedoen het, want onthou, iewers het jy geleer, as jy deel deur 'n 10, dan skuif die komma 1 spasie na links. Do it on your calculator. Next one, 684,7 divided by 2.3. Geef my 'n antwoord van, and remember, your calculator always goes back to normal fractions. You've got to press the SD to get it into decimals. The rule, if the question is in decimals, your answer should be in decimals. As die vraag in desimaal is, behoort jou antwoord ook in desimale te wees. So my antwoord is 297,695. So if the question says 5 what? 2 decimals, dan moet ek mos nou hier gaan afrond. How do I round that off? The 5 makes the 9 a 0, but then it becomes 7,0. So your answer is 297,7. No. Have a look at the decimals and have a look at the rounding off. As jy afrond, moet nou reg afrond. It's only the 5. You don't go, the 6 makes the 5 a 6, and the 6 and. It's just wherever they ask you to round off 2 decimals, that's where you draw your little line there, you don't have to. But that 5 implicates that the 9 becomes a 0, and then obviously the 6 becomes a 7. So dit hang af wat ek vir jou gevra het tot 2 desimale, dan maak jy 'n stippellyntjie, jy hoef dit te maak nie. Maar die derde ene sal dan die tweede ene beïnvloed. So dis nie die 6 maak die 5 'n 6 en die 5 maak die 9 'n dit en dit maak dit. It's not that way all the way through, just wherever I ask you to. Die 0,7, can you do it without a calculator? You should be able to, because you know that 7 times 7 is 49. And then you were taught in the primary school that if there was 2 decimals, 0,7, 0,7, 2 spaces after the comma, then there should be 2 spaces after the comma, because it was 1 and another 1, so there should be 2 spaces. Maar jou sakrekenaar sal vir die regte antwoord gee. Ek leer jou nou maar tussenin sulke paar goedjies wat interessant is for interest sake, but you don't have to do it that way. Calculator. Same with this one. If you know your stuff, you should be able to tell me that this is 0,2. Want jy ken mos jou 8ste magwortel, derde magwortel van 8 wat 2 is. You should know that the cubic power of 8 is 2, but then because of the decimals, if it was 0,008, then it should have been just 0,2, because 0,2 times 0,2 times 0,2, in that same principle, as in maal, dan kan jy sê 2 maal 2 maal 2 is 8, en dan kort jy 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 spasies na die komma. So if you did this without a calculator, your thoughts should have been, what times itself 3 times will give me 0,2. Wat maal homself 3 keer? En as jy nou weet, dit was 0,2 maal homself 3 keer, dan moet jy die antwoord is 0,2. Moet jy dit so doen? Nee, ek doen dit net so bietjie vir interessantheid. This is just to interest you a little bit. But, calculator, cubic root, there's a one that says cubic root of 0.008, and your answer is 0,2. Same with that one. I'm not going to try and do that because that's not a cubic number. As dit kubieke getalle soos 8 en 27 en 64 is, dan kan ek dit doen. If it's cubic numbers like 25, 125, 64, 27, you can do this technique that I just showed you, but calculate anyway. But this one definitely calculates it. So you're going to do the cubic root of 718.92, and it gives you a decimal answer. It doesn't even take it to a normal answer because it's a very small decimal. Your antwoord hierso is 8,9583 what, but you must round it off to 2 decimals, so that means the 8 is going to make the 5 a 6. So that your antwoord is 8,96. Only the 8 influences the 5, not the 5, the 9, the 8, and we carry on until infinity. It's just where I ask, If I ask you for 2 decimals, that's where you go and look. Net met jou sakrekenaar, nie met jou eie brein daai ene nie. The last one I gave you was just so that you could do another little word problem. Ook met desimale, woordprobleem nie, want die vraag het gesê, as jy 'n deposito van R350 betaal en dan paemente betaal van R173.84 vir 42 maande, wat betaal jy nou eintlik vir hierdie hele ding? Ek weet nie meer wat dit was nie, I can't remember what it was that you bought. Something, a chair or something, and I want to know what you're paying for it. So wat is die totaal wat jy dan gaan betaal? Jy het die deposito betaal en jy het 24 paemente van daai bedrag betaal. So jy moet eers uitkyk wat's 24 hiermee gemaal en dan tel jy die deposito by. Maar nie 24 keer die deposito nie, 24 keer die paemente plus die deposito. So the whole story is if you pay a deposit plus 24 installments of that amount. It means that this amount is going to be paid 24 times, so times it with 24 get an amount, plus the deposit, not plus 24 times the deposit, you don't pay the deposit 24 times. So met ander woorde, die totale aantal wat jy gaan betaal, is die deposito, the 350.46, plus 24 keer daai bedrag, 24 times that amount. So it's 24 times with 103.84, en jy kan die rand gerus daar insit. If you didn't put the rand there, it's fine, but your answer in total should be with rands there. En dan is dit weer net 'n sakrekenaar sommetjie. Now, you didn't have to show me step by step. You can give me the total answer. If you didn't show me 24 times 173.84, that answer was 4172.16 rand. Hierdie bly mos nou 350.46. But then we get a total of, if we add 350.46, you get 4522.62. So it's just a little word problem to see if you can get the action behind it. And no, a deposit is a one-time thing, and then 24 installments means 25 times that amount that you pay. And you've got to take that total and add it to the deposit to get your total answer. Whatever you paid for this house, no, it can't be a house, a chair or something that you bought. Goed, dan gaan ons nou begin met tema 15. We're back on to topic 15. Goed, the theorem of Pythagoras, die stelling van Pythagoras. In your lewe gaan jy dit nog baie hoor en jy het dit seker al gehoor. You must have heard about the theorem of Pythagoras already in your life. But this is the first time that we're actually going to be doing it. So iewers het jy al van the Pythagorean theory gehoor, jy het al van die Pythagoras stelling gehoor. Hier gaan ek nou vandag vir jou wys hoe werk hy. Al wat jy vandag gaan doen is om te sien hoe werk dit in 'n driehoek. So first of all, this lesson is on geometry again. Onthou ons het met meetkunde, ons het ons al die lyne en hoeke gehad en ons het ewenwydige lyne gehad waaroor jy 'n toets op geskryf het. We had all those lines and vertically opposite sides and some of the angles of a triangle. This is back in geometry. Hierdie afdeling is weer onder 'n meetkunde. So nou sê die stelling. So your heading is the theorem of Pythagoras. In Afrikaans die stelling van Pythagoras. En kyk tog dat jy hom reg spel, jy gaan hom baie gebruik. But then the good news is, you don't have to be able to spell Pythagoras just for the first time. Always when you are working with it, you're going to use PYTH as your abbreviation. Jy gaan daai as jou afkortingkie gebruik vir Pythagoras. Almal sê sommer Pyth. You're going to use that as your theorem. When you want to write it to me as a theorem, you're just going to write that abbreviation. Now what is this all about? I need you to take a ruler, and you can't just do it any which way, otherwise it's not going to work out what I want to show you. This whole thing is to show you some connection here. Goed, so, miskien moet jy eers net pause en kyk wat ek hom geteken en dan jou sommetjie verder gaan teken. So the first thing that you do is, start on a new page, begin op 'n nuwe bladsy, dat jy hierdie in so in die middel van die bladsy kan gaan teken. Sketch this in the middle of your paper, of your folio that you have in front of you. Otherwise, I want you to see something practical here today. Unfortunately, we're not together, but you can now see it here in practice. Jy gaan vir my 'n reghoekige driehoek teken. You are going to draw a right-angled triangle. So first of all, quite a way down, I would say around about 10, 11 lines down. Hierso gaan jy vir my 10 lyntjies af, gaan jy vir my daar jou eerste lyntjie net teken. Just a line. But I want you to make it exactly 3 centimeters. We're going to try, gaan dit nie reg kry nie. We're going to try and make it very accurate. Ons gaan nie heeltemal akkuraat wees nie, but we're going to try and be accurate. And you're going to measure 3 centimeters. So 1 centimeter to, not like I'm doing here guessing it, exactly with your ruler. So you're going to put your ruler there. And when you've got your ruler there, you're going to measure 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. Dan vat jy jou liniaal en jy sit hom daar op die hoekie, sodat hy so loodreg gaan sit. Put it there so that it's perpendicular, because then you can now draw it perpendicular there. What will this angle here be? Dan sal hy mos nou presies 90 grade is. Have you always done this for a perpendicular? As hy nou loodreg is, het jy dit nog altyd loodreg so gemaak, né? So daar is jou loodregheid. Goed, dan gaan jy vir my hierdie lengte ook 4 centimeters maak. For exactly what I'm telling you. So this must be 1, 2, 3. Don't put it there, but it's 3 centimeters. And this is going to be 4. So you're going to measure again. Long enough so that it's 4 centimeters. Remember, mine is a little bit skewed because I'm not doing it accurately. You must do it exactly. Hierdie hele storieetjie gaan nie werk as jy hom nie mooi presies gaan doen nie. So jy het 'n 3 centimeter en dan het jy 'n 4 centimeter en jy maak seker dis 90 grade. How do you make it perpendicular? When you put it there so that it's on the line, you can draw it upwards. Dan behoort nou die volgende te gebeur. If you join them there, that point there and that point there exactly, you should get on your ruler, when you measure it, you should see, oh, it's 5 centimeters. This should be 5 centimeters. So if it's not exactly right, I can understand why, because this is not a scale drawing. We're trying our best to be accurate, maar dit is nie heeltemal akkuraat nie. Maar as jy nou gaan meet daarvan die hoekpunt tot daai hoekpunt, behoort dit 5 te wees. If you out a little bit, just crook it right so that you can see, because it's supposed when you do it exactly accurate, it's supposed to be exactly 5. Dit behoort presies 5 te wees. Nou dit gaan nie werk as jy iets anders as die 3 en die 4 gebruik. It's not going to work if you don't use 3 and 4. Because I'm teaching you the golden triangle of Pythagoras. Ek leer eers vir jou die goue driehoek van Pythagoras. So ek wil hê jy moet iets kan raak sien. So as jy dit nou gaan doen, dan sal jy sien dis nou 5. And make those little blockies there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 met jou liniaal. If you have to crook it a little bit, do that up to a certain extent. Goed. Dan kan jy nou die video pause en dan doen jy dit nou eers. After you've paused it and this is what is in front of you, nou kan ons weer aangaan. Nou wil ek hê jy moet vir my 'n vierkant gaan teken. The theorem talks about the square on the hypotenuse side. Die stelling praat van die vierkant op die skynsy. I haven't given you the theorem yet. I'm not going to give it to you. We're first going to just check it out. But it's all about the square on the hypotenuse side. Die stelling gaan oor die vierkant. Nou waar is die vierkant? Teken vir my 'n vierkant. Draw me a square on that hypotenuse side. How will you draw a square? So jy gaan weer 'n keer hierso moet 'n loodlyn sit. So you're going to put it there perpendicularly and you're going to draw that line in there. So perpendicular, draw the line. En as jy nodig het, dan pause jy mos nou weer die video, né? Pause the video. Over here the same thing. Make sure that it's perpendicular and we draw the line, and I haven't left enough space. Right. So presies daar en presies daar. Now you can see mine is not exactly. And then we're going to measure. Dan vat jy jou liniaal weer en jy sê 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. I'm trying my best to crook it right. You go to the other side and also that line, mark it off that you've got. 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. Okay, not the way I'm crooking it right, exactly. 1, 1, 1, 1. Not your blocks on your book. Nie die blokkies in jou blokkieboek nie. Presies 1 centimeter. Very important. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, dan sal daai 5 wees. And then that 5, measure there and meet of 5, meet of 5. Nou as daai 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 daar eindig, then I'm going to join them again here. Dan gaan ek hulle mos nou weer met mekaar verbind. And then that's a square. Dis mos nou 'n vierkant. Stem mee saam. That is a square. Dit is 'n vierkant. En wat jy dan gaan doen is jy gaan die blokkies net verbind met mekaar. So this one again, sorry. This one again, I'm going to go and say 5 centimeters. So I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Ooh, mine is a little bit skewed. Okay. So I've got 5 centimeters here. Grouping it right. Dan gaan jy vir my hierdie lyne intrek. You're going to draw in these lines so that you've got okay, and then the same here with those little lines that you mark down 5 of them, mark down 5 of them. You're going to join them. It's easier for me without the ruler because I'm crooking it right. Jy kan dit nie so reg kroek nie. So, now mine, this one looks a little bit smaller than that one. Al hierdie vierkantjies moet presies dieselfde grootte wees. All these little squares should look exactly the same. They should look exactly the same. Now, if you add them and you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you're going to get 25 squares. Dan skryf jy hierso 25 squares. Daar is 25 vierkantjies, vierkante. Because out of this, I'm going to teach you what does Pythagoras actually say. So it's taking some time. Hierdie vat nou so 'n bietjie tyd, so jy gaan nou weer pause en dan doen jy daai. Pause the video and first do that so that you can get that right. Nou goed, as jy nou klaar gepause het en ons gaan weer aan, dan gaan jy presies dieselfde op hierdie kant doen. You're going to also draw a square here. En jy gaan die vierkantjies insit. So weer 'n keer, hoe gaan jy dit doen? Jy vat weer jou liniaal, en my liniaal is te lank. That ruler is a little bit too long. Well, this one's still too long. But I'm going to try and put it over there so that it's like that. And then I measure. Let's take another color. Maybe blue. En sê, sit hom daar dat hy presies so in die hoekie daar is. En dan gaan ek hom hier aftrek. Exactly. And over here again, put it there like that it's exactly 90 degrees. And then you're going to draw it down there. Not like I'm doing. En dan gaan ek weer meet. Daai was ons nou 1, 2, 3. Dan gaan ek hier op meet. Presies daar in die hoekie gaan ek begin en sê, okay, there is 1, 2, 3. En dan gaan ek by hierdie kant op meet en sê it's 1 and 2 and 3. And when I join those two together en ek het dit reg geteken, behoort dit 3 te wees. If it's less than 3, you drew those two to skew. If it's more than 3, you drew them a little bit too wide. So you have to be accurate here to see the whole thing. This is never going to happen ever in your life again, that you're drawing this sketch. So the theorem of Pythagoras, I have to show you what it actually means by doing this whole thing. So again, wat gaan jy nou doen? Dan gaan ek nou weer oorskies. Hieronder moes ek ook nou gemeet het 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. Okay, so I'm drawing 1, 1. We're doing an arts and craft class today. After doing that, you join them with your ruler. This is acne. With your ruler, you're joining them. And what do you see? How many little rectangles, squares are there? Hoeveel vierkantjies is hier so? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 squares. Daar is 9 vierkantjies. Vierkante. And guess what? We're going to do the same again. Yeah, that's going to be the whole lesson today. As jy nou klaar hierso is, hoe gaan ek dit nou weer 'n keer doen? We're going to go. We've done that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we want it perpendicular. So dis die beste manier wat ons dit kan doen sonder dat ons 'n EG oop klas het, without doing EGD as a subject here. Graphic design. We're going to draw the line perpendicular and we're going to measure 4. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 again. And the same thing down here, we put it exactly on that line, draw it. So can you see that this is a straight line there? And we're going again, 1, 2, 3, 4, with your ruler, not like me. If you did that correctly, this should be 90 and 90, and when I do this, it should be exactly 4 centimeters. En as jy hom dan trek en jy gaan weer 1, 2, 3, 4, en moet asseblief nie die idee hê jy gaan hierdie ding oor en oor teken nie. It's a once-off thing. This sketch is a once-off to show you what's happening here. Maar nou gaan jy weer met jou lineaal en jy trek die lyne. And you join all of those little dots, and you join all of those little dots. And how many squares are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Daar is 16 vierkante. There are 16 squares. Alright. So that, I must just tell you what the theorem of Pythagoras says as we finish off before we start actually doing some sums with the theorem of Pythagoras. The theorem of Pythagoras says, en jy gaan hom nou neerskryf, the square, gaan ek eers in Engels gesê. In English, the theorem of Pythagoras is and I'm going to do this again and again and again until you can repeat this after me. In a right-angled triangle. In a right-angled triangle, nothing else. Can't be any other triangle, it has to be a right-angled triangle. So that's the first thing you've got to write. The square on the hypotenuse side, and please spell it correctly, hypotenuse side is equal to, now have a look, 25, 16, 9. Do you see if I add them together I get 25? Sien jy dat? As ek hierdie vierkant vat is daar 25, maar hierdie twee vierkante saam, daai 16 vierkantjies en daai 9 vierkante saam gee vir my 25. Do you see that this is what happens here? The square on the hypotenuse side, so in other words the 25, is equal to the sum of the squares. Sum of means add them together, the 16 plus the 9, the sum of them gives me the 25. So the square on the hypotenuse side is equal to the sum of the squares on the other two sides, and some people talk about the right angle sides. The sides next to the right angle. You can just say the other two sides, on the other two sides. That is the theorem of Pythagoras. If you have a right angle triangle, then the square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares on the other two sides. I'm going to ask this in a test. We are going to ask it in a test, not maybe, definitely. And we're going to say, complete the following. In a what triangle, the what on the hypotenuse is equal to the what on the other two sides, or something like that. So dan kan jy 3-4 punte hiervoor kry vir die stelling. Okay, that was the English. Afrikaans, wat sê hierdie stelling vir my? Sien jy dat hierdie groot vierkant wat uit 25 vierkantjies bestaan, is gelyk aan die som van daai twee? Hoekom? Want dis wat Pythagoras is, it's a phenomenon. Hierdie is 'n ding wat plaasvind, 'n verskynsel, dis die woord wat ek soek. Hierdie is 'n verskynsel wat altyd sal werk. Nou ek het spesifiek met Pythagoras se goue driehoek gewerk. The golden triangle is when you've got 4 centimeters and 3 centimeters. This will give you 5 centimeters, but don't worry too much about that. We'll look at that next time. Hierdie is die goue driehoek wat jy spesifiek na 4 centimeter, 3 centimeter kyk, dan sal daai 5 centimeter wees. It's a phenomenon. Hoe gaan ek die stelling van Pythagoras nou neerskryf? Jy sê dat die stelling van Pythagoras sê, stelling van Pythagoras is die vierkant, nee, in 'n reghoekige driehoek, very important, that does not happen with any other triangle, only in a right angle triangle, in 'n reghoekige driehoek, sal die vierkant is eintlik maar die kwadraat, sal die vierkant op die skynsy is ons altyd die 1 teenoor die 90 grade hoek, the hypotenuse is always opposite the 90 degree. Die vierkant op die skynsy gelyk wees aan die som, wat beteken som van? Tel dit bymekaar. Die plus van die ander twee, aan die som van die vierkante, nie die sy nie, 3 plus 4 is nie 5 nie, maar die square van 4 en die square van 9 gee vir jou die square van 5, aan die vierkante op die, jy kan sê reghoeksye, of op die ander twee sye. Nou moet jy dit eers afskryf. Now, after saying that, let's just check it again. In a right angle triangle, point number 1, the square on this side, square, sien jy dat dit 5 square is, it's 5 square. The square on the hypotenuse side is equal to the sum of the squares. It's not, the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of those two. It's the square on the hypotenuse, 5 square, 25, is equal to the sum of this square, which is 16, plus this square, which is 9, which gives me 25 equals 25. So if I add them together, I'll get the same as this. Afrikaans, stelling van Pythagoras, jy moet in 'n reghoekige driehoekie wees, sal die vierkant op die skynsy, nie die skynsy nie, dis nie 5 is 4 plus 3 nie, dis die kwadraat, is gelyk aan daai kwadraat, plus daai kwadraat. Ons praat in Afrikaans nie somme van die vierkant van 'n getal nie, maar dit is vierkantsgetalle. So as ek praat van die vierkant, dan is eintlik die kwadraat. Jy gaan dit nooit vir my so sê nie, maar net vir nou vir jou. Jy gaan eintlik praat van die kwadraat van die sye. So die kwadraat hier is gelyk aan daai twee se kwadrate. Nie 7 kwadraat nie, 4 kwadraat plus 3 kwadraat, want dit is nie dieselfde as 7 kwadraat nie. So dan sal dit altyd so wees. So I just want you, this is enough for one day, you've got to do the sketch now. Alright, so that's enough for one day. You just have to make sure that this is neatly done so that you can see this whole thing. That this one is equal to those two added together. Dat hierdie kwadraat, the square, is gelyk aan daai twee bymekaar getel. So 5 se kwadraat is gelyk aan 4 se kwadraat plus 3 se kwadraat. 5 squared is equal to, if I add the 4 square plus the 3 square together, 16 and 9 gives me 25. Dis wat Pythagoras sê. I haven't written it down yet. I just want you to see the sketch and you write down what the actual theorem says. As ek jou nou weer sien, dan gaan ek vir jou wys hoe gaan ons sommetjies begin doen daarmee. Maar hierdie gaan jou 'n rukkie vat, make sure you've got it, but this is the only time you're ever going to